Hi everybody, it's time to continue my video on my 40-day cruise that I took on the Queen Elizabeth, Cunard's Queen Elizabeth, that ran all the way from Seattle up to Alaska, all the way around to Miami, Florida. 40 days. I believe I've mentioned, we just covered the first part, okay, in my previous video, which was an Alaska cruise. The deal with this cruise, it was sold to me as a 40-day cruise, and me and many others as a 40-day cruise, and what it actually was 3 back-to-back cruises together. The first one, which I showed you already, was from Seattle to Alaska and Victoria, British Columbia, back to Alaska. That was the first week or so. And now we continue with the long second voyage, which was a repositioning cruise. I don't know if you're familiar with what repositioning cruises are, but they happen when a ship is ending its time at one area, in this case Alaska, doing Alaska cruises, and they're taking the ship to another part of the world for the next season because they're going to be doing cruises in that other part of the world for the next season. So in this case, I was on the last Alaska cruise for the season for the Queen Elizabeth, and then they're taking the ship to Miami, where they will be doing various Caribbean island cruises for the season. And of course, they don't take ships empty. That would be crazy. Because it took them 20 days to get there. So they fill it up with people and they sell it as a repositioning cruise. So it's not necessarily places they normally go. The entertainment may be somewhat different than it is on the regular cruises or whatever. But I love repositioning cruises, and they tend to be long. This one was, I don't know exactly, 20, 21 days, something like that. This repositioning cruise. And it was a vast majority of sea days. We did stop at several ports, which I will show you. We stopped in San Francisco, Los Angeles, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico, Punta Arenas, Costa Rica. We went through the Panama Canal. Then we went to Curacao and ended, Curacao and then Aruba. And then we ended in Miami, this portion of my 40-day cruise. The majority of these days are at-sea days. So you're not at any port, you're out in the ocean. I love at-sea days. The more I cruise, the more I love at-sea days, where you're not doing anything. You're just on the ship, you're just eating, relaxing, listening to music, reading my books, sitting out on the balcony, going to the thermal spa, which I made great use of during this cruise. And enjoying all the food and entertainment. There's so much entertainment on these cruises, really. There's trivia, if you want to do that several times a day. There's different kinds of games going on, different kind of sales happening. This one also had like a full flight of lectures, really great lecture series on different subjects in the daytimes. And then in the evenings, there's shows, 2 shows every evening, plus in the theater, plus shows, entertainers and singers and dance bands and things around the ship. So plenty to do. But anyway, this is not a real organized presentation. This is just kind of stream of consciousness. It's sort of a photo dump. I'm just dumping my photos on here in order, and we're just going to go through them. So let's take a look. This is, again, my 40-day cruise on Queen Elizabeth, my 21 day, something like that, repositioning portion, which was in the middle from Seattle to Miami. So on this leg of the journey, after departing Seattle on September 25th, we had a couple of days at sea, and then our stop was San Francisco, California. Okay, so, hi. I sound terrible. Sorry, I have a cold. I was sick the day before yesterday, really bad, but today, I feel so much better. I took meds and stuff, and I sound terrible, but I feel okay.
I'm in San Francisco, and I didn't have anything planned, but what did I decide to do? I think you can probably figure it out. I decided I wanted to go to Amoeba Music, which is really a big place. I've been there a long time ago. Kind of an overwhelming place, but I just thought, John, if you're sitting on this ship and it sails away, what regret are you going to have? And the regret in my mind is going to be, I didn't go to Amoeba Music. Really, seriously. So, but let's just go. I did call them, and they're not really set up to do it, but they said they will mail anything I buy. They will ship it back to Honolulu, because I can't take anything with me. I mean, I could take one or two things, but my luggage is overweight already, so I don't want to be taking stuff back. But anyway, yeah, that's what I'm going to do in San Francisco. I didn't have anything planned anyway. So just even if I don't buy anything, which how likely is that? But even if I don't, just to go, I'm here. I want to see it. Maybe I'll pass out in the aisles. I don't know. But San Francisco, Amoeba Music, let's go.
It was a hefty Uber ride there, and that was fine. Lovely. I love San Francisco. Just love the architecture and the buildings and the vibe, whatever. So let's just enjoy a little bit of the views of San Francisco going to Amoeba Records. And here's the infamous Amoeba Records. And I got to tell you, it's kind of funny. I wasn't even in there 5 minutes before someone who wishes to remain anonymous came up and recognized me from my videos and watches my videos. So that was really funny. That was really cool. Anyway, Amoeba, wow. Love it. Lots and lots of bargain bin records, and that's my thing. So that's what I did. I bought a bunch of stuff, and they mailed it back to Honolulu for me, so I didn't have to, mess with it.
after that successful trip, I'm back on ship in time for afternoon tea service, okay?
Here's just a few of the entertainers. As I said, they have a different entertainment every single night. So all different kind of performances throughout the 40 days of this cruise. Very, very nice. Very nice theater, too. And again, a day at sea, and then next day we are in Los Angeles, actually down at the close to the pier, I guess at Long Beach, which is where I ended up going. They had a little bus for us that we could take down to the pier at Long Beach, and that's where I went because I didn't have anything else planned. And I went to a Five and Below store and I bought some snacks, and I bought a mask. I didn't have a mask, and they have masquerade balls a couple of times. And I also got this Halloween decor for my own room. Here I am dressed up. Over the course of every week, they have 2 or 3, formal nights. So take some nice clothes with me. I enjoy that. Here's the presentation of the high tea that happens every afternoon at 3. At I think a particularly beautiful port to come into, Cabo San Lucas, Mexico. Very beautiful. Been here before, didn't have anything planned for today, so I just, went shopping on the shore a little bit. Find the theme of this cruise, the recurring theme, is me not doing anything and not having anything planned, because that's how I wanted it. I've been to most of these places before, so this long cruise was really just about how would I enjoy being on a cruise that long and being on the ship and just relaxing and enjoying the ship itself. We have a couple days, 3 days at sea, and then we come to Punta Arenas, Costa Rica. A seaside town, and typically if you wanted to do some excursions, you would go to the rainforest, which I have done before, excursions there. I've also done excursions to coffee plantations because they grow quite a bit of coffee in Costa Rica, but I just walked around a little bit taking in the local sites. There was a Burger King there that I almost went to because, to be perfectly honest, I was really craving fast food at this point. Hard to explain, but true. But I resisted, decided not to. And actually that craving kind of went away after a little bit. But the first 2 weeks of this thing, I was actually craving some fast food. Some entertainment on the ship. Piano player here, singer, Irish lady singer here, all different things. So after after Costa Rica, we had a day at sea, and then the next day was a full transit of the Panama Canal. So I have been through the Panama Canal. This was my third time, so it was not a new thing. But I do love going through the Panama Canal. It takes an entire day from like 5 in the morning until about 5 in the afternoon. You have to go through several different locks where they lower and raise the water. There's a big lake in the middle that you kind of sail through that has a bunch of islands in it. It's very nice. And you pass other ships and whatnot. It's just an enjoyable thing to see how it works. And I had a very relaxing day just going through the Panama Canal. This is inside the Royal Theatre again. This was at a lecture where I sat in the opera seats, I believe they're called. They also had, this is a cooking demonstration. They had several of these during the cruise, and here's some more ballroom dancing along with an exhibition couple they had a few times.
1, 2, 3.
After a few days at sea, we arrived at Curacao, a Dutch island. I've been here a few times before. It was Sunday. I've never been here on a Sunday, and some of the Caribbean islands are very quite religious or whatever in their observation of things. And it was a Sunday, and many things were closed. There were a few things open, but lots of shops and restaurants and things were closed. But again, I had no excursion or anything planned. It was just a walk around and enjoy it for a bit. The very next day, we were in Aruba, and ditto with Aruba. I've been before, but just to walk around a little bit and enjoy it. Unlike some cruise ships, Cunard does allow you to bring things on, and it is much cheaper than buying them individually on the ship. So I always like to do a little grocery shopping comparison and check out grocery stores when I go someplace else. So this is an Aruba grocery store. The prices are in US dollars, what you're seeing would be half of whatever's being quoted here for the US price. And I did pick up, you know, a few snacks and my Diet Cokes. Sailing away from the island of Aruba, and we have a couple days at sea after this before arriving in Miami. So a few days to just enjoy the entertainment and food. We had some great lectures on piracy in the Caribbean and on the Panama Canal. Also, Todd Bridges, believe it or not, was a guest presenter. And here we are at the lovely city of Miami, Florida. And now Miami ends the repositioning portion of the cruise. However, me and several hundred other people who were on the 40-day cruise were continuing out of Miami again, and that's I think it was a 9-day Eastern Caribbean cruise, and the next video will be about that. So I hope you enjoyed that. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up. And I have 3 online radio stations that I run as a hobby for fun. Easy listening music on one, vintage Hawaiian music on the other, and new age music and nature sounds on the third. Actually, I have a fourth too, Gauguin Gardens. It's kind of exotica, Tahitian nature sounds. Too much, it's conceptual, too much to explain, but it'll be linked out below if you want to check that out. They're all free to listen to. They're hobbies of mine. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.